Can you speak about the evolution of 12 years of 12 months of regulation? And again, I don't want you to call Gary out, but when you hear a regulator say something like that, and you're in the stablecoin business, does it make your heart sink? But is it important to understand that's the SEC, you've got the FDIC, you've not got the president's panel, you've got lots of things going on and moving parts. I don't know. Tell me about that to where we are today.
Well, so there's been a huge amount of progress. I mean, I think, a year ago, there had been a lot of growth in stablecoins. That was primarily driven by USDC and USDT. And I think the amount of growth, and there was sort of this looming, is Facebook doing something or not, or what, which is sort of always kind of gets regulators and policymakers worked up. So you sort of had this moment where there was this real growth. And I think leadership, there was new Democratic leadership, felt compelled, like, we need to really do something about this. We need to have a view, because if this keeps growing like this is going to be potentially a real problem. And I think what's emerged is, a view, and this came through a lot of, like, what I kind of call like policy signaling, and then eventually the White House's sponsored kind of president working group report on stablecoins, and kind of got to a place where I think the consensus view was, stablecoins that are reserve backed, that are designed to be, redeemable and liquid and operationally sound, have the potential to be very significant payment system innovations and fit into the realm of payments and banking regulation in the United States. We need to figure it out at a national level because it's becoming so big. And we as Circle were very supportive of that view, and that's kind of what we see happening, is sort of evolving into that space. And there's, I think, similarly a view that there are a range of stablecoin-like projects that are, kind of synthetic instruments, or that maybe involve a far more aggressive underlying reserve investment strategy, and those have the potential to be treated differently, treated under things that look more like money market regulations or securities laws. And so I think there is differentiation there. And I think, Gary Gensler as well has acknowledged that, saying, hey, if it's designed in this way, that really looks like a payment system universe. And if there's something that is, not, maybe it's something that ought to come in and work under the SEC supervision. So I think you're seeing a kind of bifurcation of that, and so that's been an evolution. There's been a lot of dialogue, and now, there's been, there was this multi-agency sprint that was done. They called it a sprint, where all these agencies were going to do a sprint to understand crypto assets, all this. And what I would say is, the policy community, the regulatory community is way smarter on this stuff now, a year later. And so a lot of the statements that maybe were kind of coming out of, I need to have a point of view on this and say something, are now actually becoming much more nuanced, have deeper understanding, more considered, and that's a good sign.